Hello, welcome back. I'm your host Josie, and welcome to the Unnamed Podcast. It's been a while. Well, let me be frank, it's been a while. I'm sorry about that. There's been a lot of things that have just been going on, I guess. Especially this week. This week is very busy, but thankfully I don't have a lot of work, so I'm able to film. And so yeah, which more on that later actually. But kind of just where I've been. I think it's been, I wouldn't say has it been a month? It probably has, honestly. And I apologize for that. But I've had some technical issues. I've had a lot of technical issues actually. Well, you see, I use my laptop. I have a laptop. I don't really have like a computer and build a computer or anything. It's just a laptop that I've used that I use for all sorts of like for everything. Honestly, like everything I do, I use my laptop, and with that, there's going to be some technical issues. And for me, I've had the bearing in the fan has started to go, so it makes a really obnoxious noise. I don't know how to describe it. It's basically like a squealing fan that sometimes sound like it's getting waterboarded. Sometimes sound like screaming children. Sometimes both. It's just really bad. It's gotten bad. Like if I just thinking about it, it's really bad. And it started to affect the mic quality. Which includes the Valorant mic quality when I play, which more on Valorant later. Hey. It also affects the like just my computer, that mic quality. If I just open up like camera or something like that and I try to like voice record over there or something like that, the quality there is also messed up. And then also it's started to affect my Discord quality of the microphone. So it's just there's been a lot. So I haven't really been able to film that or record, I guess voice record, because that's what I do. I am not showing my face on the internet. Hi. Yeah, just figure that out. Anonymous. Woo. Um, but yeah. So thankfully my dad actually like volunteered. He's like, yeah, said I can use his computer, which he actually built a computer over in quarantine. It's really nice. It glows. Yeah, I like it a lot. But yeah, so he said I can use that. He's at work right now, so I'm like, I have some free time. Let me just sit down. Let me just do a podcast, which I haven't done in for freaking ever. Like, holy shit, it's been a while. It has been a bit. But yeah, so that's kind of like what's been happening. I've also been very busy, like in the past few weeks. I got a job. I'm gonna call it go and buy for like jokes and giggles, laughs, shits and giggles. But like you could probably figure out what it is or what it is. But yeah, I got a job. I work as a cashier and bagger, along with doing whatever else they want me to do. Which is fun. I enjoy it. I need a job. I need the money. Um, yeah, I need to fund my Valorant addiction and my Sour Patch Kids addiction. Like, that's something that needs to be funded. And my Hawaiian shirt addiction. If you ever see me in public, ever, I'm 9 times, not you know. Well, yeah, I don't know. I'm probably gonna be wearing a Hawaiian shirt. Hawaiian shirt or sweater, depends on the weather. Oh, I mean to rhyme. Okay! This is going great. So yeah, but it's fun. So yeah, that's kind of just like, I've been focused on that. I got a job, have to work now, which some of the hours, like, it's not too bad, but sometimes it's just inconvenient with all the other stuff I'm doing, because I'm also doing marching band. I volunteer at the library, though that might be a little bit less because of this now. I also I play a lot of Valorant, if you can't tell. Which I will be talking about at like the third part of this podcast. I have like three main parts, but like the second part might be a little bit longer because like it's more what I want to talk about right now. Though I do have a lot I want to talk about Valorant. Yeah, woo. But yeah, it's been fun though. Like I've been able to make money. I've met new people. The people there, majority of them are really nice. You do have those interesting customers though. Quick story. There was this one customer who was very questionable. Like, first she was fine at first. She's like, okay, here's my stuff. It was a small, quick thing. And then she gives me a coupon, which I think it said $5 off for an order of 25 of like seafood and or meat. Like you have to spend $25 on seafood and or meat. Raw meat. And so she didn't realize that, so she tried to give it to me for like the $5 off. I'm like, and the person who was with me, the person who was bagging, was like, "Oh, your order hasn't reached $25 yet, so it can't be applied." Her order was about $20, and so she's like, "Okay," and she's like, "Cool." And so we had to suspend the order real quick. So that was a whole hassle. I had to get the manager over, and so I'm like, I'm just scanning other people, just doing my own thing, just being a cashier, being friendly, nice, just trying to be helpful. Yeah. She comes back over and then she buys a couple more things, get it over 25. And I was looking at the coupon, and like, it's still not scanning. So I'm like reading the fine print. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, but it's $25 of meat and or seafood. And I'm like, do you want to go try and get that as well? Like, I apologize. I didn't read the fine print. I was trying to be all nice and stuff like that. She's like, no, forget it. And she just walks away. She leaves the food there. She just grabs her stuff and walks straight out the door. And I'm just sitting here. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? What? Like at first, like it kind of like hit me. I was like, oh, did I do something wrong? Should I told her the first time for that? But then I realized like it's not my fault. That customer was a bit pissy. So I had to like suspend the order and we had to move her cart over. It was a mess. And like the other people in the line like gave me like the like almost like I wouldn't say like the pity look, but it's the look when like like, hey, like, it's not your fault. She was the one that was a bit of a like, And so yeah, that was a fun time. I think that's like the craziest story I've had at stuff at going by. Um, but other than that, like I can't really think of much. I've just kind of just been like work. Oh wait, no, there was the yogurt. The yogurt. They had me. So like obviously like there's stuff that goes bad because some people just don't buy it. And so I was like, okay, like they had me go back to the yogurt section and get out all the yogurts that were expired. And one thing that I was told when I was hired to go and buy was that the the warehouses that they have where they like to store the food and stuff like that those are run off of I think almost entirely food waste from the stores and stuff like that because they want to be renewable energy, right? Like that's good, right? Renewable energy. Yes, we love that. Want more of that. Cough, cough. Everybody else use renewable energy like solar panels, wind energy. You saw what happened to the freaking what's it called? Gulf of Mexico. Like the freaking Kraken was coming up or some shit. Like I'm sorry. Like it was flames coming out of that was insane. Like I remember seeing that. I'm like, damn, what the absolute fuck is going on? I'm like, is this the end of the world? Or is it just me? Like, no, yeah, okay, but yeah, so like I'm going back there and I'm just like grabbing some stuff. Like it wasn't a lot at first, and then I get over to like this. Like there was a couple of like one type of yogurt that was just all of it was bad, and I'm just sitting here, and like stop. You know how like at those like shopping carts, they're like I wouldn't know how deep to describe them. They're over a foot. I leave like a foot and a half, maybe 2 feet deep. I was about halfway filled that shop. I had about halfway filled that shopping cart with yogurt, and like I remember like two people, and this is when it was raining really bad. Like I live in like New England, the New England area, Northeast, and it rained a bunch there. It rained so much. It rained an ungodly amount. So going by that where at work, it just like the rain was like it was like leaking. The building, like the roof was leaking. So like one of the janitors was taking care of a leak. Someone else was coming over because like they were just like they were doing something else. They were talking to the janitor and they talked to me and they were like, oh, Josie, is that all expired? I'm like, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. You want to take a look? It's all bad. And then the person who hired me, she's so nice, by the way. Like, she's so nice. Like, a good majority of the people there that, like, I know at least are, like, super nice, which is great, you know? They come over, she comes over and she's like, wait, Josie, are these all expired? And I'm like, yeah. And she, like, looks through, I think I missed one because I didn't see the 0, or didn't see the 3, I thought it was just a 1. So I'm like, she's like, oh my. And I'm like, yeah. So that was fun. Other than that, like, the only complaint I have with going by, like, the major complaint is that they don't hire enough, like, cashiers slash baggers. Because I think it was yesterday I was working, like, towards, like, I got off at, like, 7:30. And by that point, there were, I think, 3 or 4 cashiers slash baggers, myself included. However, one of them needed to go back and grab bags. So you have, and this is like, we're getting a ton of people at this point. Like, Mondays usually are like the really bad days when it comes to shopping in general, anywhere. When it comes to like grocery shopping, at least that's what I think. That's what I hear from like my mom. It's like, I never go shopping on Mondays because it's always hectic, especially like, yeah. So like, there's 3 of us, and because it was so hectic and so like there was a lot of people coming, we had one on like, each of us had our own register, and then you have these people with giant ass orders, and they're coming through, and you know what they refuse to do? They refuse to bag for themselves. So I'm sitting here and I'm scanning, and I'm like, halfway through the order where the bagging area is completely filled, and I still have half an order left, and I'm trying to, I'm bagging as I'm going, and I'm like, I know where to put the stuff, but these people are like, you know, like when in like, what's it called? Why am I forgetting the name? In like cartoons. I think it's like Bugs Bunny probably has done this, where like they tap their foot really fast, like, come on, or like they're waiting for you, and they want you like pick it up. Like, they're doing that, and I'm just sitting here like, I can't do anything. I am the only one here in this like register. Please help me. Like, I understand. Like, you spent a long time in the grocery store. You want to go. You want to leave. You don't want to do any more work. I understand that. However, like, at least pity the poor cashiers, because we really don't have a choice in the matter. We really don't have anything that we could do. It's just us. And like, we're trying to be helpful, but we can't do anything, Just pity us, It's just it's annoying because it just takes so long, and it's just, oh my god, it's a pain in the fucking ass. Okay, yeah. So that's my job at Going By. But it's fun. One of my friends just got hired there, so that's exciting. I mean, money, yay. It's also like busy work. It's like, I don't really mind it because it's just like the same repetitive motion over and over again. So like, time really flies. So yeah, it's great. But like, there's some other stuff that's been like, I've done in like the past couple weeks. It's kind of made it really hard to film. Like, the past week. Hey, before we can, oh my god, I can't speak. Before I continue on to the next section, which I talk about my trip down to Virginia, DC, college tours, I want to talk about and give a quick update on hockey. The playoffs finished. Woo! Yeah. If you don't know, again, if you haven't seen the second episode of my podcast, I am a big hockey fan. I am a big hockey fan. I consume hockey a lot, whether it be through watching it, listening to podcasts, my Twitter, Instagram, like, just everywhere. I'm like, yes, hockey, which is fun. But yeah, hockey is something that I find very enjoyable, and the playoffs finished, and we're moving on to the expansion draft, which I think I might talk about in my next episode, but I want to give like a quick ending to the playoffs. I finished off at I think it was going into the semifinals, I believe, which the semifinal matchups were, the Islanders versus Tampa Bay, and Vegas Golden Knights versus the Montreal Canadiens, which, that was an interesting matchup. Anyways, so I guess starting off with Tampa versus Islanders. I didn't really watch any of that. Personally, I hate the Islanders. I wanted Tampa to win. Honestly, Tampa's kind of grown on me a little bit, but like it's only like a couple of players. Like I've come kind of like evolved from the point where I just hate a certain like I hate all other teams aside from like my favorite the Bruins and then a couple of other like teams and kind of just moved on to like finding players on each team that I just really like to watch. Unless you're the Toronto Maple Leafs. If you are, then fuck you. But yeah, so like like on Tampa Bay, I really enjoy watching Vasilevsky. If that's how you pronounce his last name, I'm really bad at pronouncing things because he is one of like he's so good. He's just such a good goaltender. Like damn. Yeah, he's really good. And then I think Braden Point is another one because like he's so underrated too. Like he's like one of the players like him and I think McAvoy are like two players that I say like they get recognition, yes, but they don't get enough. They often get overlooked when they're talking about the best centers, for like Braden Point, or like the best defenseman for Charlie McAvoy. Like they're often like two players that I think they get overlooked a lot, and they're both just so talented. So like that's another reason. Like yeah. So yeah. So I'm kind of glad Tampa won. Not gonna lie, that game did the series did go to 7, but that 8-0 loss by the Islanders, I was laughing my ass off. They took a lesson. They were like the Islanders like, hey, hi Philly, we're gonna copy you real quick and then lose like 8-0. Yeah, that is just oh my god, that is great. Um, I'm glad they lost. I fucking hate the Islanders. Fuck you. Yeah. Um, so yeah, and then you have Montreal versus Vegas, and like, not gonna lie, I'm kind of surprised. I'm kind of surprised Montreal won, but I wasn't mad. Like, the Vegas Golden Knights, I think, deserve to lose for one reason and one reason alone. Those fucking golden helmets. Like, I don't know if you've seen them. If you've seen them, God bless your eyes. They were like the reflective golden. They look like Twix bars. Like that's what their helmets look like. They look like the wrappers of a Twix bar. Like it was like the reflective golden. That's like cheap. And I'm just so glad that they lost. Yeah. That giveaway by Fleury was so bad. That was so bad. But yeah, Montreal, like go Montreal, honestly. Like, woo. I'm not mad about it. Price again. Price needs to get a cup eventually. You know, I just hope he gets a cup eventually. Um, and then moving on to the finals, kind of just like a quick check-in. I'm not surprised Tampa won. I'm not surprised at all. I'm kind of surprised it wasn't really like a sweep, but also like kind of surprised it wasn't. Yeah, or was. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like it could have gone either way. Do I think Tampa deserved to win? Honestly, yeah. Like if you find a loophole, use that loophole. Whatever. I like at this point, like I am too mentally exhausted to care. I just wished, you know, the Bruins maybe, like the Bruins, if you ever need cap space, like aside from like getting really good deals that they do, like you can always like that there's a loophole, you know? Uh, but also Tampa, like, bed. Oh my god, they dented the cup. If you haven't seen the picture, I have it on my Twitter. Again, follow me, Josie_lead. Woo! Um, it's just so funny. Uh, but yeah, it was fun. Me and my sister, we watched all the games and like we watched all the final games and they were good games. It was good hockey. Like I'm not disappointed with how the games went. Like should Montreal have won like the second game? Yeah, they should have. But you know, also I feel kind of bad for like Rennie Gallagher because he lost. He found out that his house got robbed after he lost Game 5 in the Stanley Cup Finals. That's rough, man. Also, why don't rob? No, no. Anyways, it's time to go back to your regularly. I can't speak. Fuck this. Scheduled program. Yeah. Woo. I've been in Pennsylvania, Virginia, and Washington D.C. touring colleges. So if you guys don't know, if you haven't like guessed or I haven't said it already, or I think I said it in my first podcast, but like this is the third one. You might not have watched that because that was about actually like a more serious topic. This is more like lighthearted, kind of just like chill and chat kind of thing. Um, I just finished my junior year. I'm going into my senior year of high school. So that means colleges. Yay! I want to die. I need to do my college essay. That's something I need to do later today. Fun. Let's. I need. Yeah. Oh my god. Hold on. Someone messaged me. What did they say? Oh no, wrong thing. One sec. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, it's just like it's been busy. It's been hectic. It's been an experience. I don't know how else to describe it. It's college tours. Woo! So I had to drive. We drove down. I drove down with my entire family to where my grandfather lives. Because right now he lives alone. He was married to my step grandmother, but she passed away last fall. So yeah. So like we went down earlier in April to kind of just what's it called, help like clean stuff out and stuff like that. Take some stuff home with us. And then we also like drove through, like at least me and my parents drove through some colleges in like Philadelphia. I think we drove through Lehigh, Villanova. No offense to Villanova and anyone who goes there, but there's a whole lot of nothing there around it. Like it's a beautiful campus, yes, but all around it there's like nothing. I could not go there. I would like a nice college nearby a city or like an easy like living area, place where I can get to a city easily because I need my hockey. I need my hockey fix, or a school that has hockey. You know, I need my hockey fix. I have issues. Woo. But yeah. So we drove down to my grandfather's. And like so we drove down. I think the next day, me and my mom drove down to go visit. I think it was James Madison University. Beautiful campus, by the way. Like the drive down, as much as it's through like rural. Oh my god. Ignore that rural Pennsylvania. Like it was like the rural area. It is just whole lot of nothing. We went on this we made a wrong turn because the GPS was not clear at all on this one turn. We made a wrong turn and we had to go down this gravel like street, and that just like all of a sudden just took like a steep climb, and it was rural. It like, oh my god. But it was beautiful too. Like it was so gorgeous. And then like driving down to JMU. JMU's kind of like in this more mountainy area. So driving down, like living up in New England, I don't see much of like mountains and other stuff. I just see trees and houses because yeah, but a lot of trees. But it was like the mountains were gorgeous. They were like oh my god, I loved it. It was so pretty. So we drove down to JMU. We did a tour there the next day, and the tour guide is so nice. I actually got like a little postcard from her saying like, "Hey, Josie, like I'm like so glad that you came. I'm definitely glad like you asked questions about like political science, which is what I want to go into because I'm gonna be a lawyer. Um, and like band because it's something that I'm very passionate about. Like, and then she gave me her email and everything. She was so nice. Everyone there, like one thing I will say about like JMU is everyone there is so nice. Like, I don't think, like, I didn't see, like, everyone in my group, all the parents, all the kids there were so nice. The tour guide was so nice. It was really nice. And the area, like, the campus is gorgeous. Like, the campus, ooh, so pretty there. Personally, I don't think it's for me. Like, it's a safety school, I think. I don't think it's for me because, like, it's just, like, outside of the campus of the college and then maybe like a little bit like a small like city area or like or more urban area, like there wasn't a ton there. I'm not a fan of the south because Trump land. I hate it. Um, and but it was really pretty there, and it's definitely someplace like I'm definitely going to apply to and stuff like that. Also, quick side note: if you wanted to, like, I did give a lot of updates on this trip, and if you didn't see them, um. You should go follow me on my Twitter. That's where like I give all of my updates. Like where was like I did say where was it? Um, One of my favorite things was like my mom was like, "Well, on the plus side, I haven't seen a single Trump sign in Pennsylvania so far. That's a lot better than a few months ago when we went down in April and we turn a corner and see a Trump sign. Well, look what we see here." Like I gave like all sorts of like funny updates on my Twitter. Go check it out. Josie_elite on Twitter. Yes, shout out. Woo! I think I like to think I give some pretty good tweets. Like they're not bangers, but there's some funny ones out there. So yeah, and then like after that tour, we hopped right back in the car and drove up to what's it called, DC. And so the first night, so the day that we got down to where JMU is, we got to the hotel because the tour was the next morning. And so me and my mom were like, oh, let's go try and like maybe get like a nice burger place by there, or like some kind of like restaurant. Everything was packed. Everything there was a long wait. So we're like, okay, we're getting Chipotle. And then like on our way up to DC, before the JMU tour, we got Dunkin' Donuts, and oh my god, you can tell I'm from New England. Like I'm used to New England Dunkin' Donuts because New England Dunkin' Donuts are like boom, boom, boom. Here you go on with your life. And I'm like, yes, it's fast. The one like outside of like JMU and like Harrisonburg, it was so slow. Oh my god. It took so long. And me and my mom were just sitting there like, you can tell this isn't a New England Dunkin' Donuts. And I'm like, yeah. So yeah. But we drove back up. So we drove up to DC and we stopped outside of DC because there was a cross stitch store that my mom wanted to go see. And then we also went to Taco Bell there. And I think my dad jokingly texted my mom, like, you gonna get anything nicer? I'm like, and we were laughing over that. And also, there was this really confusing, like, intersection. It just made no sense. So, like, we have me and my mom just like, what are we doing? We're both like, what are we doing? Do we do this? Do we do that? We're both like sitting here just like pulling our hair out, like, what do we do? And it was really funny. So we get into DC. DC was a little bit confusing to navigate. Like I was trying to help navigate my mom, but the GPS wasn't clear, and I think I missed a turn. We'll blame myself on that. And then we get to the hotel. We did, I think it was like the Marriott. Was where we did. Okay, ever since I connected to the Marriott Wi-Fi, I've gotten Marriott ads a lot. It's really annoying, but whatever. Oh well. So like we got there and we didn't realize the hotel was there the first time, so we had to do a full like block circle because it was like I think it was on one way or something like that. And then we go there and then we overshoot where the valet parking was, where the parking garage was, because yeah. So we had to do another full block around, and then we parked, and we're like, okay, we can park here, get our stuff out, get like, there's apparently, like, valet parking, so the person can drive it down, which was nice. But, like, when driving down to Pennsylvania, we have a Yukon XL, which is my mom's car, which we do for like bigger trips. So we drove that down to Pennsylvania, and we didn't bring any other cars, so that was what we drove down to JMU, and that's what we drove up into Washington D.C. And let me just say, that was very stressful. Like, you don't want to drive like a big because like the Yukon XL, like it's basically the frame of a truck, but then like it's all covered and you like have like 7 seats or something like that, or 8 seats, whatever you want to do. So like it's a big car. So like driving around in it, like it can be stressful, definitely, like especially in DC of all places. But yeah, so like we got the parking, and then we go up to the hotel room, and it was so nice. Like it was like the hotel is $300, so like it's expensive, right? But like it was so nice. It was just like, oh, like you got 2 nice queen size beds. The bathroom was so nice. You know how like in hotels, oftentimes like there's like no water pressure. Like when you flush the toilet, you have to hold it down for a little bit because there's just no water pressure or anything. Like you hit it once lightly, and it's just ooh. It was so nice. It was so good, and it had free HBO. Yes. It was really nice. So like that night, we watched a couple episodes of last week's Night by John Oliver, which I really enjoy. And then we were scrolling through it, and we saw I Love You, Now Die, which, if you guys don't know, I am a true crime nerd. I am I am such a true crime nerd. I watch a lot of true crime videos. Yeah. If you ever have any questions about true crime, or like a case like you think you'd be interested in, or a case that you want see like one interesting case, like listen to someone talk about or something like that, let me know. I can give you the good stuff. You know, I can give you like, oh yes. Which I'll talk about that actually later. After I finish like the college tours, I'll talk about the I Love You Not Die documentary, because I actually have like some opinions about it and stuff, like I can think on more of like a law sense. And then so the next morning we had tour at George Washington University, which I first off, if you're ever gonna tour George Washington University, do it in the morning. If you're doing it over the summer, do it in the morning. If you're like touring over summer, I cannot stress it enough. It was so ungodly hot, and we had, I think, an 11 a.m. tour, or no, 10 a.m. tour. I think it was 10 a.m. 10 a.m. tour. It was sweltering. Oh my god! Like people were like, they gave us stickers that show us like what group we're in, and also if you get there earlier, you can leave earlier for the tour in your group one, something like that. Highly recommend, because you can get out of the heat faster. People had stickers saying like, oh, you're group one, group two, group three, group four. People sweated off their stickers halfway through. I was one of them. And like so was like half of the fucking group. Everyone was just dying. It was so hot. And we're not even walking that far, because I think it's like four blocks by 4 blocks. I think it's the total campus or something like that. It was so hot. Oh my god. But the tour guide I had was so funny. She was a riot. I loved her. She was so funny. I forget her name, but it was great. And and then also like one of the interesting things I actually found is that they didn't have an escort service at the college. Like some colleges, if you've done college tours, is there's a service where like you can call someone and be like, hey, can you walk me from this place to this place, or something like that. It's something that the college offers, and it's really helpful, especially in cities, especially if you're a female like me, because often you can get targeted, which is really stupid, and I hate it. I hate that like I have to be scared to go out at night, while men can just be like going around swinging their dicks like whatever, you know. But like there was no escort service, which I found really weird and really like unsettling, especially because it's Washington D.C. and like yeah. And then if you haven't seen, like there was the news, I think I wouldn't say a couple of days, might have been last week. No, yeah. Oh my god, time is a myth. What the fuck? But there was the shooting outside of the baseball field. I think it's Mets State, like where the Mets play. Like that was only a couple of days after I left, And also, like, that was, it was just, oh my god. Escort service, really handy, yeah. But GW, I definitely suggest going in the morning. It is ungodly hot. And then I did a tour of American after that. Me and my mom, we left after American to drive up. We managed to, like, get out pretty unscathed from DC traffic and rush hour because we finished at like 4. America is a really beautiful campus. I'm definitely applying there. Tour guide was also really funny there. I remember my mom, he was dressed up, they were doing like Spirit Week with the counselors, and that day was like tacky tourist day, and he was like dressed up as a tacky tourist. And my mom whispered to me, "Is like, if that was his like, he didn't say it was like tacky tourist day, she would have thought that would have been his normal attire." And it was so funny. And also an interesting thing is, someone at the tour was actually in the same grade as me in 4th and 5th grade, same like school. Same school. But also, like, me and my mom, as soon as we found that out, we were like, oh, because 4th and 5th grade, if you didn't know this, that was when my entire class bullied me for being the new kid and being smart, quote unquote smart. Yeah, that was an excellent 2 years. I absolutely loved it. Totally didn't cry every day. Woo! But apparently he wasn't in my classes. So, yeah. And then we drove back up. We had an off day, which my dad was like, at first, was like, oh, you don't need it. But, like, I needed it. I was so done. And then I toured Lehigh. Lehigh is also a very beautiful campus. Like, it's gorgeous. The only thing is I wouldn't personally go there because it's more of like a sciencey engineering place than a poli-sci. Like, there was only one thing that I saw remotely connected to political science, which was journalism, and it was like you know, do like an internship with like the UN or something like that. And I was like, that's cool, but what about political science, you know? But I digress. And then we drove back, and it was an 8-hour car trip back home, and also found out a family member died in like 2 hours in. It was great. Yeah. Ow, my legs still hurt, and also that was just so mentally just. I digress. So on to the next thing, which is actually talking about "I Love You Now Die." And I kind of just wanted to talk about this because I think it's a really interesting case. Yeah. And anyways, it's an interesting case, and it definitely shows like the legal system. Just yeah. It's interesting. I have a lot of thoughts on this case. Personally, while I think what Michelle Carter did was extremely fucked up, I don't think she should have gone to jail over it. Does she deserve some kind of punishment? Yes. Jail? I don't think so. And here's why I say that. So this case, there's a lot of aspects to it. It shows kind of how stuff has gone more digital, especially with like relationships and friends and stuff like that. Which is very true. So yeah, but it kind of just shows like the holes in the legal system, I guess, because some of the things I've found that I really think wasn't like brought to attention that much with this case is the fact that he was why am I forgetting his name now? Oh my god, that's Conrad Roy. While yes, his death is a tragic accident, I think it's really sad. I think it's awful, and I never want anybody to take their own life. Um, I think looking at the messages, he was kind of abusive back to Michelle Carter. I don't think Michelle Carter was in the right headspace. I think she was mentally ill. I think the combination of medicines, like, while I don't think she was in like the whatever that doctor made absolutely no sense. What the fuck? Like, I don't think she was in like I forget the terminology that he said. I don't think she was a man, but I think she was like mentally ill. I think that she was kind of living in her own fantasy world, which she couldn't discern fantasy from reality. And that can be very dangerous, such as you can see like in this case scenario. Oopsies. In this case. Um so yeah, it's just like it's really sad. I don't think she should have been charged over it. I think the one thing they charged on, especially if you heard the judge's verdict, is that it would have been like a suicide and she wouldn't be blamed at all until she told him to get back in the car. However, do we actually have any proof of that? The only proof we have is one text message that she sent to her friend a month after what happened to Conrad Roy's suicide. Months after that, did she finally say, like, I told him to get back in the car to her friend, who she's lied to before. She was known for lying a lot. Like, she would lie about so many different things, so how can we really take her word as the truth for this, like, one statement, you know? And like I feel like they also like they ignored so much the prosecution. They like cherry picked what was true and what when she was lying and when she wasn't. Because there was also text messages where she said that, oh, Conrad Roy raped me. And like it's just are you sure about that? You know? Because she ended up lying about that, I think. Like, it just, like, so much, like, cherry picking of the information. So that's why I think I don't, like, is she innocent? No. But I don't think she really deserved to go to jail over that. That is my opinion. In the law sense, I don't think that could have really held up. But, you know. On to different things now. AKA Valorant. If you guys don't know, I am a Valorant player. Am I good? No. No way in hell. But I enjoy it, and that's what matters, right? Woohoo! So yeah. So Valorant, I've kind of been playing now for I would say like um I don't know, a couple months. I did take like a 2 month break for AP exams and stuff like that, which the scores came out. I'm happy about World. Lang and Seminar, we're just gonna forget about that. It's fine. Yeah. So, but it's fun. So Valorant I enjoy a lot. There are some aspects I find a little bit questionable. And so what I did is I tweeted this out on my Twitter, which again, you guys should go follow me there. Yes, give me a follow. It's really enjoyable. Yeah. I gave out a tweet and I said, heads up, I plan on doing a podcast on Valorant, so leave any questions, opinions, comments, etc. below, and I'll talk about it in a future podcast episode. I also asked, like, friends on Discord and stuff like that. So, my first, like, comment, the one comment I got on my Twitter was, how do you feel about no mic insta-lock arenas? And while I say that is really specific, I can see how that's really annoying. I don't like anyone who insta-locks. Anyone who insta-locks, fuck you. Okay? Fuck you, and fuck you. Cause you see, insta-locking is really annoying. Because, like, sometimes you just have to know, like, what's good for the team as a whole. As soon as you insta-lock, there's no going back, there's no changing it whatsoever. So that leads people unable to really adapt and change to really help get the best team comp forward. I think like Insta-lock Reynas, yeah, I can see how that's annoying. Insta-lock Jets, there's so many of them. I had an Insta-lock Yoru actually a couple of days ago. There's an Insta-lock Yoru who started playing the Soviet national anthem during Agent Select. God help me. Yeah, insta-locking I just find annoying. Like I can play about three agents confidently. And then some I can just like fuck around and try. Fail, but try, you know? But like I would want like even if like I only play like 3 agents confidently and like fuck around on Jet, I don't insta lock that one agent. I just sit there. I'm like I hover over it. If someone else wants to take it, good for you. Like that's just showing what I want to do. And I find insta locking just so ungodly annoying. Like why? And then no mic, I don't mind. I'm personally right now no mic playing because first off, my Valorant mic is fucked because my fan that I explained earlier in the podcast. If you didn't listen to that, woo, hi, how are you? And then like also like I run into the issue of I'm a girl, so yeah, there's that aspect, and if you know, then you know. The amount it's always the Reynas that manage to try and hit on me, and it's annoying as hell. Oh man, there was that one kid. We're not gonna think about him right now. We're just gonna ignore that. And then like some other stuff that like I asked like a Discord server I'm on. So one person said that like even though they just started the game, I think like 2 days ago now, the main way they can describe it is like it's like it's like CS:GO, or like Counter Strike, but like fun to play. Like I'm like I haven't played CS:GO. Valorant is my first ever FPS game. The only other FPS game that I've touched is Apex, and that was like for one time quickly because my friend was like very addicted to Apex. I haven't touched it again. I might not. I like the more slower style that Valorant has to offer because my reaction time isn't great. It's fun. It's like the best parts of Overwatch and CS:GO blend together into an unexpectedly good game. Which I have to say, Valorant is an unexpectedly good game. Like I'm not someone like I see like CS:GO and I see Overwatch. Overwatch, there's so much shit happening. Like I can't play that. Like there's just so much like I couldn't be able to focus and stuff like that. And then CS:GO, like I haven't tried it again. I might try Warzone. I don't know if I will though. I would only try it if I had like someone else to play with. So if you play Warzone and you wanna play with me, video game, woo, let me know. Again, follow me on Twitter, Josie_Elite. Yeah. Um so yeah, and then someone else said that it's also like the best parts of CS:GO and Overwatch blended together. It just so happens I just like the other parts of Overwatch and you just like the other parts of CS. LMAO. Yeah, yeah. Like I haven't played either, so I don't really have like a much of an opinion on that as a whole. But like I can see that from what I've seen. Like I've seen my friend play Overwatch and it just looks like there's so much going on that I couldn't concentrate. And then like I've watched people play CS:GO and like CS:GO looks fun. Again, I don't know if I could do that because that's more of like open. I don't know. It's interesting. Um, and then someone said like, oh, it's super aesthetically pleasing, unlike CS:GO. It suffers the issues that all multiplayer games have, but the devs work super hard and it's always updating. Which, yes, I really like that about Valorant. How there's always like there's new agents being released, there's new skins being released, but they're also fixing the bugs and trying to make it the best experience for everyone. Something that I at first didn't like, but now like I actually am like I don't mind is them that they record the comms on both teams and then they delete it afterwards after like there's been no reports with it or something like that because they're trying to get rid of like the toxicity in chat, especially like stuff that you see aimed towards girls by male players, which is really annoying. There's two incidents I can really think of. One, there was a time where this like it sounded like a 12-year-old or younger kid was insulting me and my friend for having pride banners. I had the asexual banner, my friend had the bi banner. And we were just like we're chilling, we're playing some Valorant, and this one kid was like, "Ew, gays. Ew, you guys are forcing it on children." And like we reported him for that. So like I guess like they went back and probably listened to those voice comms, in which like yeah, that's handy. And then something else that also happened to me, and this didn't happen with the voice comms. I don't know if there was something with the voice comms that went with it, but there was an incident that someone on this server I'm on, where it's like just a bunch of like female Valorant players. There was an incident where this male said, well, I assume they're male. Over like text chat saying just because you're a girl doesn't give you rights. I could rape you and make you one of the 97%. You're weak. Shush. And something that like and I felt so bad, and I'm like, they have to take care of that. Like, Valorant, you got to do something about that, you know. So like I tweeted out like, can somebody do something about this? Like, this is really unfortunate. Females shouldn't have to go through this. It's such a shitty situation. And then I also, let me pull up my email because I got the response recently. Actually, I sent something to Riot Player Support, and I'm saying, like, I said, like, hey, just wanting to let you know, like, this is what happened to my friend. This is unacceptable. Can you do something, like, ban him? And I actually got a response. Like, first it was an automated response, which I found really annoying because I'm like, buddy, just give me like, just actually like show that you can. Like, I had to respond again. But then I got another response from Valorant support saying, "Hello there, agent. I'm very sorry to hear about your friend's experience in a game with someone using such awful language. When such language affects your ability to enjoy a game like Valorant, it is certainly very disheartening. In any case, I will do my best to investigate this incident, and the chat logs you have provided are extremely helpful to me. I will, however, not be able to let you know what the decision is made about their behavior due to privacy concerns. In any case, thank you for bringing this issue up with us. And if you have any further questions or concerns, feel free to reach out." Which I think is a great response. Like, thank you. It shows that like the devs act like not just the devs, but like the group working on Valorant, the support, like the entire community behind it. Like, it shows that they care, and I find that very nice. Something else someone said is like that it does look absolutely amazing in terms of graphics and design. It's also made to run well on lower GPU CPU capable computers with little to no performance issues, which is impressive and a big plus. Which, yes, I love. That's something that gives me such like, that makes me so attracted to like Valorant. Like, not attracted, but like makes me want to like play it more than I want to play CS:GO or Apex. Is that visually it is stunning. It is something that like I love it visually. Like, I can just look at it and be like, yes, I really like that, you know? It's something I just find it like freaking gorgeous. Yeah. Um it's beautiful. I don't know about performance bits, since there's been widespread complaints and criticism that say declining performances on lower and higher end PCs. I don't know much about performance stuff like that. That is not my cup of tea. That is not my where I'm at, you know. But so that's kind of like side thing. But like the designs of guns, skins, sprays, buddies, and the agents are absolutely phenomenal, which is very true. I like, okay, the agents. Let's start with the agents. I love like almost all the agents. I love, except for Breach. Fuck Breach. Like, design wise, he's great. I just don't like. I just hate his like abilities and stuff like that. I just find him like kind of low-key obnoxious to play against, and I just don't want to subject other people to that. But other than that, like, agent-wise, they're great. I just want another Sentinel. I'm a Sentinel player. I used to main Cypher. I'm now going more to Killjoy. I also play Skye, but like, Sentinel-wise, give me more Sentinel. Give it to me. Yes, please. I would love that. But yeah, that would be really nice if there's more Sentinel players. But like, agent design wise, like, I fucking love Skye. Skye, like, like the looks wise, like the agents, or all the agents, how they like the cosmetics, I guess, are phenomenal. Love it, gorgeous. Their abilities, like, they're so cool. There's so many of them. It's so much fun. Like, it's overall just like that, the agents wise, it's great. I love like the sprays and the buddies are like really good. The gun skins are gorgeous. And then they keep coming up with like even better ones. And I'm like, I can't spend my money on that. I already bought one. Sorry. Like, I like like the Vandal, I got the Reaver Vandal, and I saw the Prime, and I'm like, oh, oh. And then like, it's just, yeah, yeah. But like, it's great. I just, one thing, another thing that the person said is, I do wish they branched out more from the current evil versus good brand of skin lines into stuff like Elder Flame or Blast X. Which I also agree. There's been a lot of like good versus evil versus good stuff, especially with like the most recent one. Which, while they are pretty, I don't know how I feel. The knife looks like a saw, and why are the knives so expensive? I'm kind of tempted to get it, but like, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna see what other knives come out, cause like, yeah. I haven't bought a knife yet. My philosophy is that I buy one skin for a weapon and then never buy another one, because money. You need to save it. Yeah, you know. I mean, I do wish they branched out. And like, as this person also said, like, I really want more pastel centered skin lines, not dissimilar to like the Green Ani. Like a plant nature bundle would be amazing. Chromas could be the seasons and stuff. And I agree. Like, I saw something. I think it was like Annie from C9 talked about this. Like, she wanted, like, I think it was her. It was somebody. It was a female Valorant player, and I will go and like, oh my god, some of the female Valorant players are so fucking talented. Woo! Like there was one where someone was talking about like a flowered centered one where when like a final, like when they have like the final kill, like they turn in, the body turns into a tree, like, and that would be amazing. Like, I definitely would like some more stuff outside of the good and evil, and like the different renditions of the Reaver, kind of like the most recent one, Ruishin, which is, I feel like it's basically Reaver 2.0 in a way, but it's also really pretty. Yeah. Also, speaking about female Valorant players, like on like the pro scene, why can't like female and male Valorant players like be on the same team? Like, cause I feel like C9, for example. C9, if they combine the female and the male roster and like got like some of the best players from both, especially at like their aging, they would have one of the best rosters, I think, in the world. Like, let me just be straight honest with you. I just feel like it's so stupid to gotta be like, especially especially like esports. I feel like you don't need to like stigmatize the co-ed stuff. I feel like, yes, combine the two groups. That would be so much fun, you know? Um and like some of the teams are just so like some of the female teams, like, I really like. I think it's like Shopify Rebels are like one of the groups that I really follow, because like all of them are so, they used to be Moon Raccoons. They're so talented. Like, just so many like, I wish like they got like the females in the Valorant community got more like credit for what they've done, because they are all like, so many of them are just so talented. And like, yeah, Sentinels are great. I'm personally a Sentinel fan. Like, the Sentinels as a team with like Tens, Zon, Sig, like all of them are just so great. But like, you can't ignore the female side of it. Like, all like, there's so many good players. Oh my god. But yeah, that's kind of, I think that's going to be the end of the podcast today. I hope you enjoyed. I had a lot of fun recording this. I'll definitely have to go back and do some like minor edits and stuff like that. But yeah. Again, I hope you enjoy. Leave a like, subscribe, go follow my Twitter. And like, leave a comment saying like what topics you would like me to talk about. I definitely need to think of some. I definitely probably am going to do like a true crime episode. I'll probably do an episode like talking about schools and stuff like that. Minecraft, just, yeah. There's a reason why it's called the Unnamed Podcast, because I'm willing to talk about anything and everything. Oh, I never talk. I need to edit that in. Okay, yeah, bye. Have fun. Woo!